Yo, that whole time I had no audio. Oh my goodness. I gotta run this shit back from the beginning. Damn, that's 7 minutes of wasted time. Oh. What's up, y'all? I'm back. I got a video for y'all today where I'm gonna talk about every dope anime that I think personally popped out from 2010 to 2019. Now, where this spawns is that I made a video a little while ago where I went over the top 10 anime of the decade, and I talked about one anime per year from 2010 to 2019. That list was meant to be kind of funny. I didn't really think that every anime that dropped in that one year was like the most monumental anime of the year ever. So what I wanted to do in this video was go through every single anime possible. Now this video is going to be thick. I'm thinking about cutting it up into like 8 parts because it's going to be kind of big because I got a lot of anime from 2010, just the 2010, 2015 alone. So let's get into it. First anime is Durarara. Now Durarara is dope. I've not seen the second and third season. I know, call me a sinner. But I think the first season was super dope and it introduces everything really well. And honestly, it really confused me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Season 1 confused me. I was really perplexed by the plot of this anime. But it's dope. It's super dope. The characters all feel authentic and they feel like they play off each other well. And that's just because it's so well written. The art style is really cool. Like I wouldn't say it's different than most anime, but it just feels really cohesive and it feels really nice. So go check out Durarara. Got Baka and Test. Baka and Test is one of my all-time favorite anime ever, like without a doubt. Baka and Test is absolutely hilarious. It comes off as an action adventure anime, but it's not because it's 110% a comedy and school life, and I guess a slice of romance. It's about kids who are in high school and they take tests, and their test scores become the power level of their avatars for them to fight each other and fight other classes. So sounds pretty dope. Go check that out. Next is Katana Gatari. Now Katana Gatari I think is dope for beginners because it's got great colors. The animation style is amazing. The fight scenes are very well choreographed, and on top of all that, the characters are very authentic. Oh, that's a damn good word, authentic. Yeah, the characters are very authentic. They feel real, I guess, in a sense. I mean, obviously you have the few outliers of like the overly Japanese character, like the overly Western character, whatever. So I mean, yeah, it feels a little weird with some of them, but the main characters feel really authentic and they feel nothing feels forced. Everything feels like it's supposed to be there. You know, it didn't feel like they just wrote something in there for the sake of it, like having a weird titty scene where you're just like, what? Nothing feels out of place. Dope for beginners. It's subbed only and it's only 12 episodes, but each episode is an hour long. So I mean, I guess you really kind of come out all right. Next is Seikon no Quasar. Don't watch Seikon no Quasar. That shit's garbage. It's these dudes that battle each other and they use elements on a periodic table. And that premise right there alone sounds dope for an anime. It sounds awesome. But here's the next part. They get all their power from sucking on titties. They call it soma, but it's just breast milk. And that's the most Japan shit I've ever heard in my entire life. When I found that out, I was like, I can't watch this. And then I watched both seasons and I was like, damn, I hate myself. Next is Omamori Himari. Omamori Himari is one of the shows that I actually started out watching when I was a kid. Or when I first started watching anime, my anime journey, that was one of the ones that I watched because it was a harem ecchi, and I was really into the harem ecchi genre. But the problem with this show is that it's got too many people, not enough solutions for the people. You know, like it brings in all these harem girls, and then he doesn't pick any of them, and they all fight over him, and it just doesn't feel authentic. It feels stupid. If you're into ecchi harem, I think it's maybe one of the better ones, but that's only because like, you feel as though he might actually pick the main girl instead of being confused with all these titties in his face. So I guess it makes it feel better that he might pick the main girl. Doesn't for me. I didn't like it. Dance in the Vampire Bun. This one confused me. I watched it and I wasn't really, I'll say, sure of what the plot was supposed to be about, but I'm pretty sure it's about a girl who's a vampire. She's supposed to take over the Bund, or like the people of it, and her protector was a werewolf human. And so they had like a little romance thing going on, but that felt forced and it didn't feel authentic, so it's just weird. Ladies versus Butlers is next. Don't watch this shit. It's garbage. It's about the ladies are basically just like really rich people, and they go to a school where they're waited on hand and foot by maids, and then the school was meant for just maids, and then they decided to integrate it for men too and make them butlers, and that's a used out trope, and it's just so stupid. And they put ecchi and romance in there, but there's no real ecchi or romance. Like every interaction between all of them feels forced, so you don't buy it. And then all the ecchi they just stick it there. They're like, hey, titties, and you're like, okay, thanks for that. It's not, I don't think it's a show anybody should watch. I watched all 12 episodes, but I didn't enjoy it. Don't ask me why I watched all 12 episodes without enjoying it, because I really don't have a reason. That's it for winter of 2010. We're going to move on to spring 2010. We got Angel Beats. Angel Beats you should check out for sure. Dope for beginners. It's got the most amazing soundtrack possibly in anime. It's about these kids that die and they get hunted down by an angel in purgatory, essentially. And it's really dope because it's suspenseful. It's mysterious. Up until a certain point, you kind of figure it out. But it's super dope. I'd say check it out. Next, we got Maid Sama. Maid Sama is about a girl who works at a maid cafe, and the dude that likes her finds her, takes a picture, and he's like, yo, I'm gonna hold this over you. And she's like, nah, don't do that. And he's actually using it as a way to get her to like talk to him because he likes her. And I think it's one of those, like, they made him the perfect dude, but he didn't know how to express himself. And then they made her the perfect girl, but she was hella dense. So that's the whole dynamic throughout the show, is that he's perfect, and he literally he one-ups her every single time, but he just doesn't know how to express his love for her, and then she's dense and stupid. So that's your whole dynamic. Kiss X Sis is next. Kiss X Sis is incestuous, except for they get around it by saying, well, we're not blood related. Actually, I can't remember if they were blood related or not in Kiss X Sis. I'll put a note somewhere around here if they were or not. But it's nothing but ecchi. If you don't want to see weirdly incestuous vibes, then don't watch it. It's I mean, it's decent, I guess, if you're watching it for the ecchi reasons. Don't watch it around people. That's one that you will not be able to watch around people. Ichiban Ushiro no Daimo, which I believe is Demon King Daimao. I can never say that last word. It always trips me up. That's a dope show. It's alright. It's another harem ecchi show where the dude finds out he's a demon king in this world, and he basically just runs around doing demon king shit. That one I would say feels more authentic than Omamari Hamari because he's a demon king, so he's supposed to have this, like, he's supposed to have bitches on him, right? So, you know, it doesn't feel so weird and forced. Next, we got B Gotta HK, which is about a girl who's trying to fuck 1,000 dudes, and so she's still a virgin, so she has to start with one dude, which she ends up falling for him and kind of getting a little crush on him. I like this show. I think the show is pretty dope. It's funny. The characters all feel authentic, mainly for the simple fact that, you know, she's dead ass trying to smash niggas. And then her best friend is like, you know, super down to earth and is like, yo, Yamada, like, stop trying to smash dudes. Like, just go fuck with this one dude. And she's like, no, I don't want to. And it's like, I don't know, it's pretty dope. I think it's dope. I kind of want a second season low key, but you know, they're never gonna listen to what I want. Oh, what is next? A couple of these are pretty dope. I didn't watch any of them, so I can't really talk about them, but there are a few on here that I think are kind of all right. So I'm gonna go to summer 2010. Damn, son. Now we get into High School of the Dead. High School of the Dead is dope. You should watch that shit. Every anime watcher has to start off with High School of the Dead. That's the first 5 anime that you watch. And it's because it's a classic. It's got titties, zombies, and the animation style is fucking dope. Like, Studio Madhouse goes hard with animation, and they animated the hell out of that series. It's so dope the way they animated it. Don't get me wrong, the titty physics are a little off, but the animation itself is crisp. It is fluent. And it's flawless, in my opinion. The action scenes are great. Everything about the show is fantastic. And when you think about the fact that the show came out in 2010 versus now, like, some reason we did animation better in 2010 than we do now, because now we try to throw in the CG and the 3D and all that other stuff. So I think it's dope. It's a product of its time, and it's awesome. Next we got Amagami SS. Now Amagami SS was actually based off of a video game, and so they did it actually super dope, because in the graphic novels that it's based off of, you start down one path and your decisions take you down different paths for different girls. And so they basically adapted that into the show by I think it's like 3 episodes. Every 3 episodes he conquers a new girl. Ooh, I don't like the word conquer. And every 3 episodes he goes down a new path for a new girl, right? So I think it's like episode 1 and episode 2 are the build up, and then 3, 4, and 5 are one girl, 6, 7, 8 are another girl, 9, 10, 11, 12 is another girl, maybe, something like that. And then they have a second season, and then they have so it's pretty dope. I don't remember if it delves real deep into like the ecchi stuff of it, but it's a dope anime or it's a dope romance anime, because whatever girl you like, he's gonna get to it eventually. And so that's pretty dope, because you know, everybody complains about the best girl not being picked. This time you win. He picks your girl no matter what. Next is Legend of the Legendary Heroes. This show is personally one of my favorites. I think it needs a second season. It's about a dude who has an eye that can destroy anything, and it's dope because it touches on controlling your inner demons. I don't think that's what they were going for, but that's how I interpret it, because he has this power that can destroy anything, and all he has to do is literally let himself go and murder motherfuckers, and he's like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. And they try to kill him for it, but he's like, that's not me. And it's dope. I don't know, I think it's pretty hot. And you see some of the most gruesome murders. This nigga's eye can do anything. I forget what his eye is called. But if I figure it out, I'll put it right here. That shit's fly. Dope concept for an anime, super dope. And it's set in like it's weird because it's set back when samurais and knights and all that shit, I don't know what era, the feudal era, I guess. It's set back then, but it's modernized. I don't know. I think it's dope. I think that's a really dope concept, and I think that's a super dope anime, and everybody should check that one out. Next, we got Okami-san and the Seven Companions. This show's super dope. It's about these kids that run a help center. Nah, it's not a help center. I forget what they call themselves, but they basically help people out in the neighborhood, and they battle other schools. And Okami-san's she's the fucking dopest main character ever. She's a strong, empowering female protagonist. And she boxes, and she's, I don't know, is dope. Check that shit out. I don't think I explained that one very well, but I'm starting to get a little loopy. I've already been doing this for a minute. Next, we got Sekiro, Pure Engagement. This is about females fighting females for the pleasure of dudes. Now, I don't really agree with the way I just put that premise, but these girls basically have special powers, and there's some that are physical, some that are elemental, and they basically battle each other, and they, like, I can't remember if they're like aliens or just, I don't know, I can't remember that, but they battle each other for the dudes' enjoyment, and I think they're assigned to a guy, if I remember right. So every guy has one that is supposed to be with him, and then he can like bond with other ones, and they can fight each other. It's alright. It's a clothes ripping ecchi anime, so just be prepared for that before you start watching it. Time to move on to fall 2010. Yo, I've been doing this video for 13 minutes and I'm only through the 2010s. This shit's wild, son. Ore no emoto ga konani kawaii wake ga nai. My little sister can't be this cute. Something like that. So he finds out that his little sister is, I think she's a manga artist or a writer, and she writes like fanfic manga or something like that. I'm mad that I can't remember. This anime is actually pretty dope. You think it starts to get into like a little fetish area, but it doesn't. So it stays fetish free for the most part. So, you know, no harm, no foul on that one. Next we got World God Only Knows. World God Only Knows is one of my top 5. This one does, I think, have the best soundtrack in all of anime. I listen to this soundtrack daily. This shit is calming and soothing. It's about a dude who basically conquers women in video games, and then so the demon's like, yo, help me conquer these women and get the demons out of them. And he's like, bet. And so he just falls back on his knowledge, and it's super dope. Super dope. It's fucking hilarious, and the plot is dope. Check that out. Bakuman is about a manga artist, and it follows all the things that manga artists go through, and I think that's pretty dope, so you should check that one out. Yosuga no Sora, don't watch it. It's based off another video game, and so dude, it does the exact same thing as Amagami SS, where it splits you up onto different paths every couple of episodes, and it fully delves into like the ecchi sex stuff. Like he actually has sex in this anime, and so I mean, if that's what you're going for, cool. And if you played the game, then obviously you're gonna want to watch the show. I think what killed the show for me was in the last 3 episodes, he goes down an arc. I didn't like it. I didn't want to spoil it, but I didn't like it, and it kind of ruined the show for me. Next we got Certain Magical Index. Certain Magical Index is dope. It's a continuation of Certain Magical. It's not a continuation. It is the main story, and then Certain Magical Railgun is a break off from that, and then a Certain Scientific Accelerator is a break off from that. So go watch Certain Magical Index 1. It's a huge series. It's fat as shit. So make sure you're on the right one before you just start doing stuff. To Love Ru, I didn't like To Love Ru. I felt like they tried to cram plot in the last 4 episodes, and then they just decided to run with that plot, and it just didn't work, and it wasn't very good. Samurai Girls, don't watch Samurai Girls. It's alright. It's just about girls that are samurais, but it's got the main character thing where she doesn't remember who she was, and so she just hold up. She doesn't remember who she was, so she has a personality, and then when something happens, her old personality gets triggered and she becomes some kind of like murdering god, and it's stupid because it's I don't know. And there's a lot of clothes ripping in that one, So if you don't like clothes ripping and just random titties being shown, then don't watch it because it's ridiculous. This one's kind of like fall 2010. There's a couple of dope ones here that I don't really remember watching, so I can't really talk about them, but they were pretty fly. Oh, we are in fall 2010. I mean, whatever one.